Alright, what is up, my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. Last week was a riot. If you missed last week, oh boy, let me tell you. Go find some time, watch that one. That was an unexpected results Pioneer deck. One of the best videos I've ever done, and of course one of the problems is when you do a really, really good video, you feel one of your finest works following up with that, right? But I'll try my best. So we're playing some Standard today, and we're on the eve of Ikoria, the brand new set. If you've been following the previews, Godzilla, and crazy new set based around like kind of Japanese kaiju monster themed Godzilla stuff. Really, really cool, and humans fighting back. Pretty sweet. Double check out the previews. Of course, my article Friday was a preview for the official Cool Stuff preview. That was a really cool card. Check that one out. But got a little last hurrah here for a Standard. It always feels like at the very end of a Standard format, a new deck always kind of pops up, and it's like, oh wow, why didn't we think of this like 2 months ago? But we're playing that deck. This is Bolan Zhang. Hopefully, I'm saying his name right. His deck from the Magic Fest online top 8 last weekend, and it looks somewhat similar to things we expect here, but definitely a really, really cool little brew. So it is a base Esper Nicol Bolas Dragon God kind of tap out control deck, kind of a planeswalker deck, utilizing Interplanar Beacon as a card. This is a card I love. I love this card. I love gaining life when I cast my spells. I love getting extra value from my lands. Really cool card. If you cast Planeswalker, you draw a card. Draw a card. That'd be insane. You gain a life. I don't know where I got that from. And you can filter mana to cast your Planeswalkers easily. So we're splashing Nicol Bolas off 4 Interplanar Beacons and 2 Steam Vents, and that's it. And a lot of Planeswalkers here. 4 Teferi Time Raveler, of course. Until this guy rotates, you're going to see a lot of him. 4 Narset Parter Veils. Narset, very, very good in a deck like this, full of spells. Also insanely good with Elspeth Conquers Death. 2 Liliana, a card that's seen a ton of play. Very powerful Planeswalker, but not really what the top end of the format's really about, but very powerful card. And of course, Nicol Bolas, one of the most powerful Planeswalkers in the format, just very hard to cast. Nicol Bolas is perhaps the ultimate Planeswalker with the basic, 5 mana, 5 loyalty, +1 draw a card, -3 kill something. It's kind of like the ultimate version of that card. It also steals all the other Planeswalker abilities. It's really, really cool. And around that, we've got a usual kind of bevy of good spells here. Thought Erasure, Agonizing Remorse, Cry the Carnarium, kill some creatures. Oath of Kaya, of course, phenomenal, gets mono red, and can kill some Planeswalkers. It bounces it with Teferi. Elspeth Conquers Death is probably one of the best cards in the format, realistically. This card is just unbelievably good. And 4 copies of Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths, and I love this card. Fact or Fiction's one of my favorite cards, and this is a really awesome card because it does a lot in this deck. It's a card advantage, it can attack Planeswalkers, it can block. It's kind of cool because creature rule is not very good against us, but we have a couple of these, so do you board it all out? Do you not board it all out? Really cool with Elspeth Conquers Death. It comes back as a 4/3, draw some more cards. It's a very nice kind of medium, bridge the gap kind of card in this deck, which is really cool. So that's sweet. One of Elderspell, a very cool combo with Nicol Bolas, where you can kill your own Planeswalkers and ultimate your Nicol Bolas immediately. A nice little combo kill there. Ultimate, of course, is each player who doesn't control a legendary creature or Planeswalker loses the game. And, it's all the Scrylands, things put it together. Sideboard's pretty cool. A couple extra removal spells here in Disfigure, Devout Decree. 2 copies of Hero of Precinct One. So against other control decks and decks like Team of Reclamation, where you need to have a little bit more of an early clock, the hero can come in and do that. 2 Despark, even more Cry of the Carnarium, and Ritual of Soot. It's a lot of mass removal here in the sideboard. Feels like almost too much, honestly. And 1 Command the Dreadhorde for those really grindy mid-range games. No Aether Gusts and no Mystical Disputes. It's pretty interesting. But we'll see. So this is Bolan Zhang's 4-color Bolas deck, Esper Bolas, right here on CoolStuffInc.com, and we're going to play this deck after a short word from our sponsors.
This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. To learn more about this deck, click the link in the video's description below to read Jim's article.
Alright, round 1, Esper Bolas. Let's let it ride here. And, we've got all our colors, that's for sure. I think it's definitely a keep. I can't move the cards anymore. 5 lands is a lot, but we have Scryland, we have a Thought Erasure, we have Atris, we have all of our colors. Beacon gains some life back. It's not an amazing hand, but definitely okay with it. Gotta make all our land drops for sure. Opponent leads on Temple of Deceit. Scry's top, sure. Temple of Silence. Our Scryland's a little more informed than theirs because we saw their land drop. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be the Sultai control deck, which might be a tough one. Their deck is based around Casualties of War, which is a very good card against us in our Planeswalker-centric strategy. I guess Thought Erasure here. We have a curve now. Now it's a Teferi's here, so... Yes, they have Nissa, Assassin's Trophy, Euro, Hydroid Crisis. So, pretty powerful hand. Pretty powerful hand. Don't care too much about Trophy. Euro, we can't really stop yet anyway. So, I think we're taking Nissa here. Crisis is also really good. And they're going to ramp next turn with Euro. But I think Crisis for like, you know, 2 or 3 isn't that bad. Whereas Nissa's going to cause some serious problems. We don't currently have an answer to it. So, let's take Nissa. That's pretty good. We're going to keep that Agonizing Remorse on top. It's going to answer the Hydroid Crisis. So here comes Euro. Draw a card, play land tapped. And I think we're going to take this turn to just play Agonizing Remorse. We could play Teferi and resolve it safely, but having Teferi in play isn't that important. But nabbing this Crisis or a Nissa off the top definitely is. So we're going to Remorse here. We could also take the Euros, I guess. So let's take a look here. Alright, so they drawn 2 lands, which is fantastic for us. Take the Crisis. It gets exiled, but it's also pretty nice. And then now we could play Steam Vents here. And that might be the thought to get our 3rd color in play. I kind of want to conceal what we're playing so far. Basically, if they see this, they'll know what's up. Let's play Hallowed Fountain tapped here and say go. We're likely playing Beacon and Atris next turn. We'll see what they do. So, alright, this is excellent for us. So, we picked apart their hand. Their hand is Land, Assassin's Trophy, Unknown card. No cards for Euro in the graveyard, which is great. Play our Beacon here. Play Atris. Hopefully I'm saying this name right. If not, I'm sure you'll get me in the comments. So once again, we reveal the top 3 cards of our deck. They get to put them into 2 piles. 1 face down, 1 face up, and we get to choose 1 pile to hand, 1 pile to graveyard. And we're looking for spells here. So we only have 1 spell in our hand. Alright, so we're going to snap off the 1 card pile. 2 Scrylands is nice, but I'm going to assume the 1 is a land. If the 1 is a non-Scryland land, they split this pile very, very well. It is not. It is a Narset, which is very good for us. Narset is one of the best cards against them, because it turns off both Euro and Hydroid Crisis as card draw engines. So we're going to see what we do here. Playing Narset and getting it Assassin's Trophy is not really great for us. We definitely want the Narset to stay in play. That's another good draw. Alright, so we're looking pretty good here. Alright, let's first say versus attack. I think I'm pretty fine just playing Narset. We can also draw a discard spell too. It'd be kind of cool. It's probably getting trophied, but I think that's fine. It's still it's a 3-for-1 for us. We have 4 Narset in our deck. We have Hawker's Death to get it back, so we're not really too worried about not having more Narsets. And speak of the devil. So there's our new Narset, and we're gonna play our. Let's play Watery Grave, and pass the turn. And again, their big card is Casualties of War, which is really, really good against us. Kills our Planeswalker, creature, land. So our hand's still pretty good here, but as the game goes on, things get scary. They have access to that card as well as Hydroid Crisis, and then Euro, of course, it's also ever looming. Yeah, that's the card. Alright, so rebuild. I guess we're gonna play Beacon. Ooh, why would you tap like that? So Narset again, gain a life. Trying to find a discard spell off of Narset. We have a lot of them in our deck. And there's one. Play the Remorse. Their hand is Eat to Extinction. Eat to Extinction, Assassin's Trophy. Okay, so pretty thick hand here. We'll take Eat to Extinction, because obviously we want to get value off of the trophy, so... Now, we do have a Narset in the bin, so even if they kill this Narset or exile it, we still have a 1 to get back with Elspeth Conquers Death. Now they're going to choose the trophy over Eat to Extinction. That is a interesting choice. Can they Euro? They can Euro, that's why. Okay. So they Euro, we get to Conquer's Death for excellent value, which is amazing. And now their whole graveyard's gone. And Conquer's Death sits there and waits to get back Atris or Narset. Shrine goes bottom, excellent. Both the guy, sure. So, Conquer's Death, very, very, very good. Such a good card. Just unbelievable how good this card is. Remorse, sure. And the great thing is, when we get back Narset, it adds a loyalty counter to it. So we have a 3-shot Narset, rather than a 2-shot Narset, if we want it. Keeping Narset in play against them is actually a pretty big game. So, alright, so kind of a miss here, but Scryline is a better miss than most. Okay, well now we have a Narset on top of our deck. We're going to keep it on top. And instead we'll get back Atris, most likely. All of our spells cost 2 more. Or all their non-creature spells. Another Scryland to the top. So, a little scary. If we had a Teferi in our graveyard, I think I would get that back instead. So if I find a discard spell up Narset, I can draw step it. But we did not. So we're going to get back Atris. Plus it could also hit Teferi, that'd be cool. Alright, so 4-3 now. And we'll Factor Fiction them again. Alright, we'll take the face down card. Ooh. The Elderspell is pretty nice. Play Narset. Draw off Narset.
Interesting. Thoughtfulness.
And hopefully I tap right. As they say it, a daddy's home. Now, with Bolas likely to die to Eat to Extinction here, I think I'm actually going to minus the Bolas as a Narset ability to just find another Bolas, most likely. Better than drawing a random card. And I suppose them exiling a card from their hand or a land to 2, 4, 6, 8 is pretty good, too. They top the card, so we're scared of, like, I guess, Hydroid Krasis or Caches of War are scariest cards. So killing a land does prevent a Krasis activation, which is kind of nice. Or 1 card off Krasis. Alright, we're going to plus. We'll just plus. Sure. They exile a land from their hand? Sure, it's fun. So this top card of theirs better be pretty darn good, or they're in some serious trouble. And step, they'll probably eat the Nicol Bolas. So I guess if they draw exactly Caches of War, it's like pretty not cool for us. Ooh, they topped the Castle Vantress. We can play this game all day. That's a pretty good draw. So draw Thought Erasure. Play Teferi. I don't know why he keeps not using this thing. Auto Tapper's been a little sketchy lately.
You show remorse, I'll show you straight.
So of course the old discard spell plus Teferi interaction is a very rude one. And say go. They're going to Vantress, which is fine. One top, one bottom. So, let them draw their card in their draw step. Thought Erasure. They can't do anything. It's Teferi's in play. Just a, oh yeah. Just a brutal interaction. Alright. Wowzers. Alright, so we're going to attack here. And we're going to bounce our Atris with Teferi and just draw some more cards and get some more stuff rolling here. Also a nice interaction.
I have a plan.
Warplay Liliana, that works too. Liliana's ultimate is each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each type. So we can actually ultimate Liliana here. We could Elderspell, Teferi, and Narset. Put this up to 10 and then ultimate it. Yeah, we're going to do that. Alright, so pretty good game for us. And this deck does grind really, really, really well. Gotta make sure we keep him off Krasis. But, alright, so we're going to be sideboarding in... Now, I don't think this is a matchup we're going to want Hero of Precinct One, even though having the early creature is not a bad thing. We're going to want Despark. Maybe Command. And we're going to ship off the 2 Cry of the Carnariums. Can shave an Oathakaya. Oathakaya's okay, but not great. Ritual of Soot is like okay against Nissa, but at that point the damage is usually done. Hero of Precinct One. I don't think we're like super interested in Hero. Actually, the draw. Yeah, this is fun. I like this. Dreadhorde's pretty cool too. We can take their Euros, just gain the life back. Opponent mulligans. We have a double discard 2-lander. We're going to keep this hand. We have a Scryland too. We can't currently cast Thought Erasure. We can cast Duress. Any land to cast Thought Erasure makes this hand unbelievably insane, and they mulligan on the play. So our discard should be extra good. Interesting. Lovestruck Beast. Fortunately, we love Nicol Bolas, but not at present. Pretty good hand. Pretty good hand. So they have a 1-2-3 curve with a threat. Kind of unexpected threat here in Lovestruck Beast. Obviously, we can Conqueror's Death it, we can Teferi it, so it's not the end of the world, but... Teferi bouncing the token's pretty good. They take Thought Erasure. Can't cast it yet. And they know he bottomed, too. Alright, well, this is getting a little awkward here. They have a Euro, a land, and nothing else. But if we don't draw something soon, we're just going to die. So... This had the Euro overplaying Lovestruck Beast. And they don't put a land in, and we don't draw a land. Alright, well, this game has certainly not worked out in our favor. And they've drawn... This is a pretty good 6-card hand, all things considered. Double discard, 2 threats. We're taking Teferi here. And now we are lacking in an answer to the Lovestruck Beast. Or anything. Embarrassing game. Two Hydro Crisis and a land drop. So obviously we're like unbelievably behind here, and any follow-up just kills us. But alright, that actually wasn't that bad, because now we can Oathakaya and kill the 1/1. And if we don't have a 1/1, then turns off Lovestruck Beast, which is pretty cool, so... So, yeah, it's a little mana screwed. We're just dead. What are you going to do?
Harness the elements.
Guess we could Teferi and draw. And there's no untapped land that casts this that doesn't have his die. So, alright, yeah. Pretty crappy game, obviously. I mean, I keep that hand every time, not even close. Or playing like 27 land or something like that. But sometimes you miss. Sometimes you miss. So Lovestruck Beast is interesting. Now that we're on the play, I have some interest in playing Hero of Precinct One. Bring the heroes in. I think we're gonna cut like a Duress. I just don't want Command. If they're gonna be a little more aggressive. I feel like we're in pretty good shape as long as we're not taking damage, and Command just doesn't really help us in that scenario. We could also just leave in the Oath of Gaia and cut the Elderspell, I think. Makes our hero a little better, too. Elderspell is like, it's not easy to pull off that win. And we have Despark to deal with Nissa, so... Gotta draw land spells this game, you know? That's a good one. Much better than last game. Much better than last game. Again, Narset is one of our best cards against them. Their biggest engines are Euro and Krasis. Without those, they struggle for sure. We're going to keep land number 4 here. We're not going to be greedy. Got 4 spells in our hand. 2 of which draw more cards. I kind of want to Remorse first, because once we know their hand, we can better utilize our Surveil. So, casualties, Euro, Nissa. Okay. The question is, can we get things going before these casualties of war matter? Hitting Euro here is pretty big game. Because we have to exile it also as well, and their hand is pretty slow. They just have turn 5 Nissa on the draw, turn 6 Casualties of War, by which point we may have drawn so many cards it won't even matter. I think it's Euro, and then we'll take this the next turn. Or like on a future turn. Leaving them with 2 Casualties of War is pretty scary, but... So we're gonna Thought, or I guess we could just Narset. Yeah, they can't kill the Narset. We'll just Narset. Our goal is to cast Thought Erasure before they can cast a Nissa. Or cast 2 Thought Erasures. Alright, so let's fire off the Narset here. And another Thought Erasure. We'll just take their entire hand, honestly. I mean, they have 3 insane cards in their hands, so just do it. Start with Thought Erasure. Growth Spiral in response? Okay, so that's good for us. They have Eat. Alright, so we're going to take Nissa. Ship the land. Pay 2 life. Take Casualties of War. I kind of want to keep that. We're playing Thought Erasure next turn. We have to take Casualties of War. Maybe we just ship this. Yeah, ship it. We have 5 lands already. Oh, I don't want to tap land for... Well, I do, because we're playing the Temple next tap next turn, so we can ship that one too. So their hand is land, Casualties, Eat, card. Just don't draw Nissa off the top. That'd be really cool. If I draw Nissa, we're probably in trouble, but... Alright, they got a Swamp instead. Sure. That's also really good. So... So they're going to eat my Narset, which is great for us, because it already drew us 2 cards, so it's just a stone 3 for 1. And they... Yep. Oh my god, they drew another Casualties of War? Oh my god. Alright. We need to draw lands, kind of, now. I mean, they don't have a land either, so... they topped their Eat card, though. They didn't put it in the graveyard, so... But realistically, like... Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this. I need to draw lands, I think. I don't want to get taken off. We only have 1 white source, really bad. I think we need a white or red source. We can't afford to have another Dimir source. So we'll say go here. This is the card they topped. Okay. Pretty sure it's Bolas here. Bolas is insane too. To get the card in their hand or a land, so just Bolas. Wow, they drew a gate. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright, and there's land number 6 for Casualties of War, sure. And their top as well? Oh, man. Okay. Play the Oracle of Half-Truths. They drawn pretty hot fire this game. Triple Casualties of War. So Despark card or face down card. If this land was a white source, I would take it. But although with a land we can play Teferi and bounce Atris. I'm taking this pile. So we've now played a land this turn. Have we? I don't think we have. And it all blurs together. No, because we played the Beacon last turn against Bolas. I'm taking this pile. Despark's going to have a lot of value at any point in the game. And land Teferi, bounce Oracle here, which is enough value we could really keep going. So I'm going to take this pile. It was a... Ooh, it was a Beacon. Good choice, Jim. They're going to scry here. Top. That's so scary. We're going to bounce our Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths.
No more. Oh, I've done the hero thing.
Draw on Teferi, sure. Just want the card advantage here. Having a 3-2, a 3-2 doesn't really matter. So they're going to shock. And they're going to cast the Casualties of War. Their top card must be very, very good. That's a pretty greedy thing to do, especially in the face of me having Atris in play, or in my hand. Let's play Atris. See what their splits are. They're probably playing Teferi, whether plus or minus is definitely an interesting question. So, Oath of Kaya, land versus face down card. I think I'm okay taking the bottom pile again. I don't hate the land. I guess they Casualties of War again. They've already been through 3 of them, I guess. But and then if the top card is Nissa, and then Oath of Kaya helps to clean that up. If it's exactly Hydroid Krasis, it could be a problem. You know, let's take the 1 card. This is not a bad pile. Let's try and trick us here. Let's take the 1. Another Despark. Ugh. Question here is: do we Teferi plus? Do we minus on Oracle? Do we minus draw a card? I think we're going to play it in plus. Because bouncing Conqueror's Death is also really good, so...
I know my responsibility.
And the card I'm really scared of here is Hydroid Krasis. Well, it's only for it's only for the 5/5. Alright, sure. It's not ideal. We didn't get any value off our Teferi, but... we're definitely ahead here, I think. I mean, they know about these 2. Anything but Hydroid Krasis. Sure. I mean, we have the Conqueror's Death, which is really good too, because our graveyard's fully stocked, so They're not going to cast the Lovestruck Beast? Oh. Alright. I think we're just playing this. We just have Nicol Bolas in our graveyard. And if they're not gonna play this, like, we have answers to other stuff too. Just play this. Bottom. I'd like to see that. Growth Spiral, like to see that. Like to see that too. Pretty happy to slam into the Conqueror's Death here, so that's annoying, but sure. I think we need to brick pretty hard to lose this game. Jeez, that's a brick. Very Bolas. I'm gonna play this tapped just so they go. They can't attack with the human. I think we're gonna chump with the Lovestruck Beast. I mean, chump with the Atris here. Oh, I can't attack with the human. No. We're just gonna jump. We're getting Bolas back. We can get the Atris back too if we want to, but it's a pretty brutal Thought Erasure there. Another Lovestruck Beast? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh boy. So we're currently dead on board. And what makes us not dead on board? Get back Bolas and kill a creature. It just dies. Get back to Teferi and bounce like a human. We just die if we don't draw a good card off Teferi. This is bad. Get back Atris. And the splits are scary. I can't believe we're going to lose this game. We just drew both Desparks. They draw Lovestruck Beasts. It's probably got to be Atris. Or Teferi. Can't be Bolas. If they hadn't drawn the second Lovestruck Beast, it's Bolas and the game's over, but Teferi, I think Atris does not feel good. Wow. I can only assume that card is Liliana. But I still can't take it. I think I'm pretty average taking Narset here. We get a life too. What are we at? 10? Yeah, I'm taking the bottom pile. I'm gonna guess this is Liliana, but oh, I was right. But we can't risk it there, I don't think. Alright, big draws here. Oh my god, I tapped wrong. Oh, whatever.
If you wish to surrender, keep an open mind.
Alright. Bolas is good. I love Interplanar Beacon so much. Now, by minus, we can kill a Lovestruck Beast. The 2 tokens can attack the Bolas. And then the 5 attacks probably Narset. Yeah, we got a kill here.
You suffer for your cause.
I think I've already drawn 3 copies of Caches of War, so Unless they rip here, we're going to go into our turn with a Narset or Bolas in play. And obviously this Atris dying is great, too. We have a second copy anyway, so... Top bottom. It's not ideal for us, but sure. Alright, so Bolas dies, Narset lives. So he gets untapped with Narset and Atris. Nope, they drew Agonizing Remorse. Pretty sick draw. Pretty sick draw. Oh, the guy has a nice draw. Narset, help me out here.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Never gonna give me up. Never gonna let me down. Question is to be Oath of Kaya one of these 1/1s? Yeah, probably. It's a bad tap too. Auto tappers. Oh wait, I guess you can't. My initial tap for this was bad. I can't leave up Despark and play Oath of Kaya. I think it's fine. I'm just gonna Oath one of these. We're gonna lose a Narset, but we have Narset coming next turn. Didn't upkeep. Sure. That's also cool too. So didn't realize that, but that makes it even better play. The trigger on the Oath Kaya. So just don't be Hydro Crisis, basically. Atris, sure. Some grindy games here. Would like to see some bottoms here. Would like to see some bottoms. Top. Okay. Well, Conqueror's Death can get back Liliana or Nicol Bolas or Narset. So, well, that's a card we didn't want to see, but realistically, we can Bolas it down, which is fine. So. Also, Liliana minus. Another Oracle of Atris. So, the question is, which Planeswalker is it? Because they're all really good. Bolas does kill the thing cleanly, and it would be at 2 loyalties, therefore it would survive a hit from the 1/1. Liliana can minus, then it would be at 7 loyalty. I think it's just Bolas. Especially with Atris coming down also. I guess Liliana is really good. Just minus Liliana, and then Atris looking for hopefully a discard spell. Alright. We could actually play Atris first and then draw the card off, but no, we don't want to do that. Alright, let's just do this.
Get out of my way!
Get out the way. Oh, bad tap. We'll just leave that open, I guess. These oracles have been awesome so far. Just gonna take this pile because I don't think I can lose these cards in my hand. It was an Agonizing Remorse. Wow. Okay. So they probably have another Krasis in their hand, which is fine. You can play another Atris here, honestly. And then if this one dies, and we get a trigger of Liliana too. Try to find a discard spell here. So now we know what they're most scared of. Yeah, I'll take Teferi. Oh, it's Thought Erasure. Nice splits, opponent. Nice splits. There's a Hero of Precinct One, too. I think I just Teferi bounce Oath of Kaya.
I am not going to sit this one out. Now, don't worry. I got it.
It's a lot of Oath Kayas. So they play Krasis for... Nope, they play Narset.
I know 88 ways, but I have just the trick for this.
I think we're in pretty good shape now. Liliana is not a May, though, so... our hero tokens and stuff, we gotta be a little careful of not dying, but... Thought Erasure, sure. Go nuts. Gonna go for the old Thought Erasure concede. Our hand's pretty good. It's pretty amazing how Debbie's Desparks have been, honestly. Sure. We'll just keep playing Magic.
I've got it.
This looks like a fun new toy.
Play a card that costs 4 or more. Okay. Euro's pretty good draw. So they're scrying bottom. So they put Euro in play. We can just like double Oath of Kaya it, which isn't like the prettiest thing in the world, but they have to get it back like a million times. We've used all of our Conqueror's Death. Alright, we need to get going here.
That's more like it.
They probably just Oath it twice in attack, I guess. Doesn't really feel good. We can't leave Euro in play, so where my Narset's at, you know. Probably should have Templed first, just to get an idea of what our top cards are. We have 12 cards in our deck. I'm gonna say that maybe it was incorrect to break Despark, given that we played the entire match and it hasn't had a single target. I think this is their only real target. That was a mistake on my part for sure. This is a new Euro, sure. Excuse me. They kill my Liliana here. Oh my god. I'm concerned we're like running out of ways to actually win the game. Oh, there's one. It's funny, it might actually be better to just bounce Euro than actually kill it. As we draw a card. We have 11 cards left. I get to cast it again, but whatever. New Teferi, that figures. Alright, we know... We, like, know a decent amount of these cards, too. Jeez. We don't have much gas left in our deck. Could bounce Oath of Gaia, play New Teferi, plus it. Just leave it in play.
I've got time.
Eventually they run out of cards, right? Eight cards left.
You have no weakness I cannot
Narset.
exploit.
So just bounce Euro.
Enough. Let's try this.
For the 100th time. Play Narset.
Mind and body.
Draw with Narset.
Hone your prowess.
Our deck is essentially no spells left. I'm just gonna decline here, I think. I don't think we're in a deck, but I'll take it, whatever. Play Teferi. Keep this Teferi.
Excellent timing.
Bounce Oath of Gaia.
Stop that. Goes nothing.
Play Oath of Gaia. Oh, they can't deck, I guess. Now their Euros obviously aren't nearly as good because I don't draw cards, so we have quite the little posse here. Guess we don't actually have a way to remove this Euro. Oh god, Krasis. We can't draw though. Oh no. They've got so many big things. We're running out of spells. I don't have any spells left, honestly. Got 4 cards in our deck? This is embarrassing.
Meditate and prepare.
This is unbelievable. If these Desparks weren't dead cards, we probably would have won this game. This is just a horribly sideboarded game by me. This is really pathetic.
This might be a bad idea.
You can't attack either? Oh my god, this is awful. This is just awful.
Witness a mote of my power.
One of those games you look back on and you really wonder what you're doing with your life. How did we lose this game? Yeah, alright, let's go. Jesus. I said resolve. What are we doing? He Planeswalker attack that takes some damage, so that's always good, I guess. We have 3 cards in our deck.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
That's probably bad. What do they have left? 18 cards. I think we're pretty dead. They go to 7, they go to 4, we just can't finish them off. Those spells in our deck. Yeah, it sucks. Alright. Alright, we're dead. Alright, that's a pretty dumb game. I mean, I just boarded really badly. If those Desparks are just like... If those Desparks are like Grizzly Bears, you'll probably win the game. So, that's not cool. Didn't really think about it too much. I was thinking about Nissa being really important and them having bigger spells, but the reality is that their big spells just can't be hit by it, even though they're casting Euro for 4 and Crisis for 15. Just like doesn't really matter because I can't Dispark them, so just really bad boarding on my part. Kind of stinks. Definitely a game. I mean, like those Love Shark Beasts took us a little bit for a loop, but we obviously got out of them there. They have a lot of Eat to Extinctions too. That's not a card I've seen a ton of in those decks. Which is obviously really good against us. Sure, sounds great. So they played a Fabled Passage. Are we interested in Oath of Kaya? Probably not. It could be. We have Thought Erasure into Teferi or Narset. No 5th land for Bolas. I'm going to ship this. Island. Sure. Stomping Ground. Okay. Cry the Carnariums. Interesting. Alright, so they're just playing Reclamation. Both Narset and Teferi quite good here. I'm going to take the Reclamation. If they put Borrower in play, it's kind of annoying, but with Teferi, we can like instant speed Cry the Carnarium and stuff, and I think it's fine. If I get Teferi and Narset in play as soon as possible. Alright, so if they want to counter my Teferi, we can play another one next turn. It's cool, so... So, play Teferi, they counter it. Play Teferi again next turn. Ooh, wow. That was a really, really good draw on there. I guess we have Cry the Carnarium, but
This isn't a fight you can win.
it's interesting. So they put in the Spectral Sailor, but they didn't cast the Brazen Borrower to guarantee they can kill Teferi this turn? That is very strange. I'm just going to bounce the Sailor and draw a card. I don't have any haste creatures. Like, I guess I could play one land and Explosion it and kill it. That's really weird. Why wouldn't they play the Borrower also? If we plus, we can definitely... We can have Cry the Carnarium, but they can just, like, bounce it with Borrower, which doesn't even seem good, honestly. Yeah, I'm just gonna bounce this.
Hey,
If they want to play a land and explode my Teferi and draw one card, I think it's fine. That's a good draw. I mean, looking like they're going to explode for one, which is fine. So they just cantrip, kill Teferi. I might kill my Teferi cantripped anyway. Then I get to untap, hopefully draw a land, and I can go to Narset plus Thought Erasure, or just play Nicol, which is also really good, so... Let's draw a land next turn. That is not a land. It's not even close. So now I have to decide if I want to cast Thought Erasure or Narset. Narset can't find land. However, I can find a discard spell, and I can double discard spell next turn if I miss a land, so...
I have practiced. Keep an open mind.
Doesn't work with the beacon, but if we draw a land, we can do more stuff, so let's just see what happens here. We have a weird game so far. Okay. So now minusing Narset means that a single poke from a Sailor can kill it. Just gonna open on Thought Erasure here. We only have one spell we can cast. I guess I'm not sure what we're hitting with Narset we can cast though. I think we're gonna leave Narset on 3 and then cast Brazen Borrower, but we want him to cast Bolt so we can Cry the Carnarium realistically. We'll just cast Thought Erasure first, see what happens. There they both are. Their hand is Expansion Explosion, another Sailor, and a Growth Spiral. So let's hit the Explosion. And we're just going to minus on the old... Yeah, we're just going to ship this anyway. Ship that. Minus Narset, I get to kill it anyway, so...
Put thoughtfulness before
Bolas or
action.
Conquer's Death? Probably Bolas. I think Bolas to play is pretty good against them because it makes them sacrifice lands if I plus it. So, let me draw a land here so we can actually go Oath and Cry, or Thought Erasure and Cry. We don't really need this land, but yeah, I'll ship it. Alright. I think we're in very good shape here. So they kill Narset, attack for 3, say go. We Thought Erasure and see what they do, and then we get to cast Cry the Carnarium and kill their creatures. They're down 2 explosions already, which is really good, so that's cool. Untap land, go. Alright, so Thought Erasure. It's a lot of Nicol Boluses. It's a lot of Nicol Boluses. A lot of Nicky B's. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah, I don't think we need that. And there's the game. Doubt they're playing Hydroid Crisis. An explosion off the top. It's like worth 3 or 4 cards, but Bolas is going to start eating away at their lands here, and that should probably wrap it up. Pretty fruitful Cry of the Carnarium for us. Father is home.
Bend to my will. My schemes are never ending.
Yeah, upkeep, raise and borrow my Bolas. Either does, sure. So let's put that in the bottom, because we've got plenty more where that came from. I just bottom that. Just checking.
Will resonate throughout the multiverse. Let your weak
Bolas is pretty inevitable.
crumble.
Draw a card, Stone Rain every turn's pretty powerful. Bone Crusher Giant. Oh no. Not Bone Crusher Giant.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
So, pretty nice Cry of the Carnarium there, not gonna lie. Pretty nice Cry of the Carnarium. Not sure we even want that many Cries in our deck, but... Alright, so they're playing Spectral Sailor. Looks like they're playing like the more flashy version of a deck. Probably it's Nightpack Ambusher. So again, I'm looking at my Desparks here, and I'm kind of thinking I want some. I definitely want the Hero of Precinct One. And I think if we want that, we don't want Cry. I kind of want some Disfigures. I think Disfigures answers the 3-1 but pretty good. And then I want maybe 2 Desparks. I'll take out the Elderspell, a Duress, an Oath of Kaya, maybe one of these like Lilianas or Boluses when they're just like one of the big doofers. Definitely expecting a more creature-based plan from them, I think, in game 2 here. I don't think Liliana's worth it. It's a lot of temples. We're going to keep. We have a lot of scries here. Our hand's not great, but On the draw with a lot of scries. You got a lot of looks at stuff. That's a pretty good one. That's also pretty good. I think we just ram Hero into. They do a Bone Crusher Giant, but they probably take those out, I would think. Maybe not. We could just Remorse here, because what's Hero going to do, realistically? It's an attack for 2. They have Spiral and Reclamation here. It could be pretty gross, just Agonizing Remorse. Better than Thought Erasure, because it can't be Mystical Disputed currently. Speaking of dispute, so they have Reclamation, Intervention, Dispute. Just take the Reclamation. Pretty mopey hand. They have 2 counters. They probably need to counter my Hero. Play Hero. Scry. Love it. Love it. Don't have Nightback Ambusher. Ooh, pretty good draw. Pretty good draw. You draw Bone Crusher Giant. That's kind of gross. And I can cast it with Dispute up too. Definitely not the coolest thing to happen to us there, but so I guess we're gonna play. No, let's just say go. Interesting. All right, we're definitely just playing Teferi and drawing out a counterspell. So, yep. They may just draw 2 out this intervention. All right, I think the 2 is enough. Wow, that's a pretty sick pair of runners there. Bone Crusher into Ambusher with that intervention in their hand. Oh man! All right, this game turned pretty quick. Good news is our Despark is live, I guess, but I don't think that really helps right now. See if they scry or not. That'd be cool. Alright, so upkeep. Despark. Still want to cast a counterspell. They gotta do it now. So they got an intervention for 4. Cover it. Untap, we can Conqueror's Death, the Ambusher. Just gotta hope it's actually enough here. Yep. Yeah. Auto pass means auto pass. Like, go. Like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Alright, go to 6. Yikes. Definitely prefer to Scryland here. We really need some help off the top of our deck, so go to 4. Atris deals with the Bone Crusher, hopefully. We're certainly in the danger zone here. Bone Crusher go. That's a good one. Sure. We really got to draw an Interplanar Beacon, I think. We're going to Atris, and we're going to hope we find a land off it, I guess. Thought Erasure, Watery Grave, or Card. I guess taking Thought Erasure maybe ensures that we can block with this and then Teferi this. I'm going to take this. This card may be good, but it has to be like exactly Beacon for me to be sad. Oh, that's fine. Alright. Thought Erasure. And their hand is... Okay. Take Narset. Ship Temple. I mean... It's definitely a chance we can come back in this game. Barring a big draw step here. Oracle trades with the Bone Crusher Giant. We go to 2. Teferi eats the wolf. We get back probably Narset off of our Conqueror's Death. We have 2 Oaths to gain life, and that's it. Which kind of sucks, but... They will do nothing. They will not Euro. They want to leave up Ventress. Huh. Get back Hero of Precinct One, honestly. That built up an army pretty quick. Just get back Hero as a 3-3, and then Teferi, and then Atris. Narset is obviously very good. They do have double Euros, and Narset is actually insane against the Euros. Yeah, it's Narset. Getting back Hero is pretty appealing, but... It's gonna start right there. Alright, Bolas is not the best, but... Oh my god, Frilled Mystic. They just drew Frilled Mystic last turn? That is so unbelievably sick. And I guess we could have gotten back to Teferi there. Alright, I mean, I guess we're dead. A little unreal, but sure. Alright. I guess, like, they didn't play the Euros. Could have maybe assumed that they had something like that, but it has to be, like, exactly Frilled Mystic, because if it's just a counter spell, we just play Atris and block the wolf, so it has to be, like, exactly Frilled Mystic. Alright. I'm gonna bring an Oathakaya and cut my Liliana. I want to lower the curve a bit. They're kind of, like, turned into, like, a flash deck, almost. So we got a Bolas for Duress. Just want to be like lower to the ground if possible. I think I like 2 Disfigures. Maybe we were greedy not getting back at Teferi. That's a hand of magic cards. Put mulligans to 6. So that's pretty good. I'm just gonna ship that. Turn 2 Hero, turn 3 Thought Erasure Tapland. Could be Narset too, but... Teferi's not bad either. But I think I would rather resolve Teferi in the face of like Mystical Dispute or whatever, so. Sure. See if we draw a land or not. That's how we're going to do next turn. Alright, bombs away. Wow, that's awesome. Alright, we'll plus here.
Don't worry, I got
That's a pretty big game. Especially with how flashy they are in games, in game last game. You know, Frilled Mystic and Night Pack Ambusher and so on and so forth. Sure. I mean,
Past, present,
play Narset.
hone your prowess.
Just get Uthaka here. I mean, like, just gonna plus again. Really, they have no play this turn, obviously. There's a Teferi in play, so got a little bit of a beatdown draw here. Yeah, that's a main phase Nightback Ambusher. That's probably bad for them. So we just bounce it.
I won't. Let's try this.
Okay, as it untap lands, pretty good. Narset
Meditate.
for Thought Erasure. Shock for Atris. That's a pretty easy pile. I mean, we're gonna have Atris in play and Atris in our hand. Let's discard the extra Narset, I guess. I mean, I don't see how we can actually lose this game. So we have them dead with burn spells here. Which Othakaya bounce, Othakaya, Othakaya bounce, Othakaya, Othakaya. If they had some sort of like. I think we had Storm's Wrath here. That would be pretty insane, but I can't even fathom having Storm's Wrath in your deck when you're playing Nightback Ambusher in your deck also, so I suppose crazier things have happened. Yeah, that's a an Ambusher. Alright. Wait. They have one blue up. Yeah, whatever.
That's more like it.
Alright, sweet. So Hero worked out very nice out of the board there. Gave us some early things to do. We'll take it. Alright. I mean, it's quite the hand. The old 2 off-color lands. But a Scribe from Temple of Silence and a Scribe from Thought Erasure. I think we're pretty happy here. If they're a fast deck, we have Oath of Kaya. If they're a slower deck, we have Narset. We can draw some lands, but we're going to keep. Alright, big money land. That's super awkward. It's a land. It doesn't cast Narset, but it is a land. I think it's pretty hard to bottom a land here, even if it's not the best land of all time. So you already need to make land drops too. Probably the worst land we could have seen. Obviously it's the only one color land in our entire deck, but we're going to keep it. allows us to cast Oath of Kaya on time no matter what if they're playing an aggressive deck. So, Breeding Pool it is. Let's see what's up. Sultai again. And we grind it forever here. Alright, they have Tamiyo, Liliana, Tyrant Scorn, Thought Erasure. So obviously their Tyrant Scorn's pretty worthless. Man, Despark would have been good here, right? Tamiyo is quite good against us. Thought Erasure is... We have 2 Narsets, so I don't think it's that bad. I'm just going to take Tamiyo here. They get Thought Erasure us. They probably take Conqueror's Death because we have 2 Narsets, but I think that's fine. Ooh, that stinks. Oh, no. So, Conqueror's Death, probably the most important card in the matchup, and as you saw in the game where we literally decked, we may end up using all the cards in our library to win. So, going down 2 Conqueror's Deaths is pretty awful. We would really wish this was a scry right now, but we basically have to put this in the graveyard to show many lands, so that kind of sucks. Now we're down 2 of our best weapons in the matchup. Yeah, it's definitely not good. And they've been a Ritual of Soot, makes sense. Alright, we draw a Teferi. That at least draws a card, so we're going to minus draw a card immediately. Alright. Found our land for Narset. It's a tap land, but at least we're making land drops. Oh, never mind, we're good to go. Alright, so we're in pretty good shape now. We've got Narset and Teferi in play.
I know 88. I have just the
We've
trick
got
for this.
the Bolas Father now. They have like a Tyrant Score and a 6-drop. We could draw an untapped land for Bolas here, which we did. Black, 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 blue. Yeah, that works. All right, let's fire up here first.
I've got time.
Meditate.
All right. Well, that's all 3 of them. So we've drawn pretty well here these last few turns. Daddy's home.
All of the multiverse will bend to my will.
Now Bolas starts eating away at their hand or their lands, which is pretty great for us. They're going to exile the Tyrant Scorn, which is fine.
My power.
Okay, so this is pretty good here. They'll probably kill... Probably Teferi. Whatever they kill is going to inform our decision pretty heavily. So if they kill the Narset, they might have Crisis. They're going to attack Nicol Bolas. Wow. It's pretty interesting. So we have a number of options here. Pretty sure Conquering Death on the... I guess if it didn't attack the Bolas, it just kills Nissa. So Conquering Death on Nissa is definitely priority number 1, I think. And then bouncing the Forest is actually pretty awesome too. With Teferi. We do lose Teferi in that regard, but bouncing Forest turns off Liliana. Alright, let's just start with a plus here on Bolas. Not really interested in turning a land to a 3-3. That's not bad either, actually. So they exile a land. Now, in theory, you could play Liliana and minus it, but that's not good because they still have this thing in play. So let's Conquer Death here. Just bounce this Forest. They're going to float a green in response. You got it. And they have land 5, Liliana, card. So they can't cast Casualties of War. And I think we're in pretty good shape. We have our own Liliana next turn, so feeling pretty good here. Conqueror's Death is ticking down. Sure. Writing on the wall is seen. Great. That was a nice clean game. Discard spells into Planeswalkers. Not too shabby. Alright, so we're going to bring in our heroes again. And now they showed us Liliana and Narset, but I still don't think we're super interested in Despark. Maybe we want like one. We're cutting the cries. I don't think we want Command the Dreadhorde. I think I like one Despark. They have seemingly more Planeswalkers. I think they did that last game, which is kind of weird. And then we got to cut like Elderspell or Duress. Or an Oath of Kaya. Probably an Oath of Kaya. Yeah, I think Duress is pretty good. Let's try this. They bring in like a whole, army of Lovestruck Beasts again, and we'll figure it out. But I mean, it's got both of our 6-drops, but it's pretty hard to mulligan a Hero of Precinct One Thought Erasure 3-land hand, so they can always Thought Erasure our stuff before we can hit them, but alright, play Hallowed Fountain. Ooh, no turn 2 Thought Erasure. Pretty cool. Alright, so Swamp into Temple, and they go top. We have Teferi also. Yeah, we're just going to play the hero here. The next turn we have the option of playing Teferi or Thought Erasure. And ideally they'll have boarded out answers to this, so... Okay. Definitely drawing some big ones here. Mystical Dispute, fairly likely. We'll just attack and see what happens first. Okay. So I'd rather than dispute my Teferi or my Thought Erasure. Probably my Teferi, honestly. Casting Thought Erasure is a pretty big game. Or not. Okay. We're going to minus here to try and guarantee value. And if they didn't play Lovestruck Beach or something like that this turn, I doubt they're playing much the next turn. So, gotta try and make these land drops here. Our hand is pretty chunky. Two Hydroid Crisis. Oath of Kaya. Alright, so we could just Oath of Kaya as Hydroid Crisis, but I think it's more important to cast this Thought Erasure into their 6 cards. And we'll do another draw step. So we'll just say go here. So if they have a Nissa, I want to stop it before before it starts. Missing a line drop here is pretty bad, unfortunately, but so let them draw. Thought Erasure. Make a token. Their hand is, holy cow. Their hand is double Thought Distortion. That card seems unbeatable. Especially given how we've missed a land drop or two here. They also have Thought Erasure and Euro and Crisis. Their hand is unbelievably good. So we're going to lose basically our entire hand next turn, which feels really, really awful, assuming they draw land. Alright, I think we're taking Nissa, but this feels terrible. And we just can't find a land turn. Not good. It's not good. They can Euro and Thought Erasure. Pretty annoying card. To put it mildly, these Hero of Precinct One tokens have to do a lot of work to do here. Drawing only 3 lands, both of our 6 drops and 2 of our 5 drops is not good. Take the Oath of Kaya, obviously, a very smart take. Only drew the land. Gonna play Atris. And obviously any non-creatures revealed here are probably going into exile, which is awful. I think we just want to get lands off of this, if possible. Try and open up our top decks. God, what a brutal, brutal card. Oath of Kaya or 2 cards. I mean, we're going to lose Oath of Kaya almost assuredly, so let's take the 2 cards. Sweet. 2 lands is awesome. Alright, so they have their... So, we're playing off the top here, but the good news is they are at 16 and we're doing some amount of damage, so... We should to draw a nice good card off the top of our deck.
Schemes have been foiled.
That is a land. That is a land. Alright, I mean, let's smash everything but the hero, I guess. Even the hero, I think trading the hero is fine, honestly. I just gotta hope this Atris goes all the way for the most part. It's kind of ridiculous, but... And we'll play Watery Grave tapped. I guess we draw a Planeswalker. Yeah, we guess all of our cards are castable, so... Nicol, Bolas, Dragon God off the top, please. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Alright, well, we're taking Disdainful Strokes. It turns off all of our outs for the most part. Ship a land. And just keep attacking. They take 5, go to 7. It's unfortunate because they had both copies. We could have just discarded the one if they only had one, so definitely not ideal for us. So the Euro here. We draw like Elspeth Conquers Death, probably. It's not a bad start.
Hone your prowess.
Teferi. Alright, that's pretty good actually. Let's take Teferi, bounce the Euro. Gain 2 life, draw a card, attack for 5.
You show remorse. Time for planning goes nothing.
Not a bad turn. They can't attack and kill Narset, but you know, what are we doing here? You know, what are we doing? Oh my god, take it easy. This has been a pretty unfortunate game. Couldn't draw lands early, now all we're drawing is lands, etc, etc, etc. I think we're still drawing 2 Conquer's Death, maybe. Maybe not. Oh my god. Probably do a stroke if they didn't play the 4 drops. Probably just drawing dead. We'll just go to the next game. Alright. Pretty tough game there. Thought Distortion is not a very friendly Magic card. Especially when you miss a land drop or 2. So just gonna leave things as they are. We have 7 discard spells to try and tag this this Thought Distortion before it gets us. Also, we're like, we just make land drops and cast our spells too. That'd be pretty sweet. So I almost think the 4th Elspeth Conqueror's Death might be better than the 4th Nicol Bolas, or even or Liliana. Conqueror's Death is just like the card I want to draw basically every single turn, every single game ever. That's a pretty good hand. It's not incredible, but it's pretty good. There's no discard spell, but it's very end Narset's pretty nice. Going bottom, sure. That was a good draw. Well, better lucky than good, you know? We only have 9. We only have 7 discard spells in our deck. Their hand is double Thought Erasure, Massacre Girl, Crisis, and Casualties of War. So we're about to tear each other's hands to pieces. They can't hit both Planeswalkers next turn, so I think it's Crisis or Casualty of War. They only have 3 lands. They bottom the card they hit. I'm just gonna take the Crisis, I think. That's more castable in the mid game. Casualties of War is very, very good, but that's a problem for, like, you know, future Gym, like 5 turns from now. If they find the lands for it, yeah. Atris is good, but we need lands, realistically. We're about to get double Thought Erasure, though, so we're going to need spells, too. This is a pretty good spell, honestly. I'm going to bin it, though. We just need to draw lands. If we draw that next turn, then don't draw land, and just might as well be a blank. So, they're going to Thought Erasure. They drew a land. It's not ideal for us. We can resolve one of our Planeswalkers. Probably Teferi, I would assume. I assume they're taking Narset here. No, taking Teferi, wow. Very interesting. I mean, Narset is probably going to be a 2-for-1 here. And sit and play.
There's so much to keep an open mind.
And look who's back. I would say we're interested in Teferi over Despark here. There's So next turn it's Teferi and Temple. They can Thought Erasure the Teferi, but whatever. We have Narset in play, which is great. One top. Don't like that. Don't like that. And now I find discard spell. See? Easy as that. And take Casualties of War and another Thought Erasure. I mean, I can hit Massacre Girl before they cast it. I don't think that really matters though. I think I want to draw lands. Just ship that. I want to land Bolas next turn. Oh. God, that card's so good. Putting this card on the bottom hurts so much. We do just want land 5 to cast Bolas, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Alright, there it is. Don't have drawn Disdainful Stroke. Or Mystical Dispute. They did not. So, Daddy is home.
Once again.
And that should hopefully lock things up over here. I mean, not lock them up, but they're going to exile Krasis from their hand? Wow.
Let your
So we're probably going to Raw Dog Massacre Girl here and just try and, yeah, threaten this Bolas. Alright. We're going to Scry first. If our top card can kill this Massacre Girl, we can draw it. Otherwise, we need to minus and kill it, so... Nope. Alright, I don't really want that. So we'll kill Massacre Girl. And we'll say go here. You've got like a turn or two to get themselves out of this. They did not, and things are starting to snowball. Oh my god. Our hand is good. Alright. And Bolas is starting to eat lands.
weakness I cannot exploit.
Yeah. Exile Mystical Dispute. So I play another Bolas here. We get it's just like a cantrip Stone Rain. It actually goes to 5 too. I'm gonna do that. Can't tap better than that. I feel like the auto tap has been so bad lately. No. That's half bad. I'm bad too, apparently. Black, black, black. Add blue, red. I want to leave open mana for Despark. Oh my god. You know what? Never mind. Just do it auto tap or whatever. Sure. Alright, sweet. That was a mostly decisive victory. The game 2 is a little rough, but Bolas is really good. Bolas is really, really good. Bolas gets to sit and play for like 2 turns. It's a pretty hopeless feeling where you're watching your opponent draw cards and also losing your permanents. And Bolas really slams the door really well. Yikes. Alright, sweet. The ship steam vents here because we have the beacon for Bolas. We have double white. Speak of a devil. Ooh, a mountain. Haven't seen those yet. A little mono red action, maybe? Mountain, go? What is this devilry?
trick for this?
Yeah, Oath of Kaya sounds great. They have Stomp here? It's fine.
Just wait a moment.
I mean, we're at 21 life and it's turn 3. We're feeling pretty good here. They play Bone Crusher Giant, we just Oath of Kaya. We're building up to Bolas and Liliana. Not too shabby. Narset is dead. And they're going to say go. So I guess they're just not playing their giant into my Oath of Kaya. Sure. Just say go. They clearly have no other 1 or 2 drops, so their hand's pretty chunky. Sure. So we're still going to Oath of Kaya here. Ooh, Teferi's not bad either, but Teferi can bounce the Oath of Kaya though, so that's pretty great. Yeah, so Oath of Kaya, Bone Crusher Giant, go to 23. Now we have Liliana and Bolas and Teferi set up. We draw a land, we can Teferi, bounce Oath of Kaya, cast it. We can just cast Bolas. Planeswalker Party. In Street Dodger, attack for 2. Type of stage. Embercleave, land. Narset. I guess playing Teferi does prevent Embercleave, sort of. Could like Teferi bounce Oath, see if we draw a land or not. Drawing a land would be pretty great, but missing kind of sucks. And then if with Teferi in play, they can't cast this Embercleave effectively. They have to go land and then main phase it. I kind of like that. Definitely want to draw a land here. If we don't, it's not the end of the world, but...
This isn't a fight you can win. I'm getting too old for this. Oh, I have done the hero thing before.
That is the opposite of land. That's our other 6-drop. But still think we're in pretty good shape here. So they want the cleave, they gotta main phase it. So they can't cast it in combat, and it'll be gone at the end of their turn because light up a stage, so... Oh, it's Gimli. Oh, and Fervent Champion. Oh, okay, so this is a turn. That's a pretty significant chunk of damage. Alright. Well, I guess we're just playing Bolas and killing this Torbran. There's definitely more damage I would have liked to have taken that turn, but sure. The second Fervent Champion's really good. Obviously, it turns the ball for the 2/2, so...
All will be mine.
Alright, so destroy Torbran.
You amuse me.
They have 2 cards left.
As consequence.
They can't Embercleave us in combat. We have 2 Planeswalkers in play they need to attack. Still getting a life every spell, which is pretty important. We still have Oath of Kaya too, so we can go Narset Oath of Kaya if we need to. Main phase Embercleave. Sure. So that's 4, 5, 6. That's actually more than that, jeez.
I have other plans.
Another land. That's Scorch Spirit. That's pretty gross. Man, they've come out of this game pretty well. Oh, never mind. I was just gonna say, if we draw a Cry of the Carnarium, we're gonna be fine. So Make up for drawing all of our 6-drops by drawing Cry of the Carnarium at a pretty optimal time here. With Teferi in play, I guess we just do this. We want to do this beginning a combat step. So they can't play a haste creature. So let's play Narset.
Those who cannot meditate and prepare.
I guess Thought Erasure for Teferi is pretty cool. Alright, and we'll say go. Beginning combat, Cry of the Carnarium. Whoosh. Fireworks indeed, fireworks indeed. It's not a bad draw. Annex, Hardened in the Forge. Probably one of the best draws possible, honestly. Let's take a look at the Narset here.
Hone your prowess.
With the Kaya or another Narset. So what are we doing here? Probably gonna Teferi, bounce, Annex, and then can Liliana, I guess. Start there. Can also just start bolusing too. Draw land up Bolas, we can draw stuff Thought Erasure too. Or I guess we can't draw it. We can take it though. Let's take the guy. All right, so I think we're going to bounce Annex to start.
No, I am not making this
Draw
up as I
land?
go.
No. Well, that's a combo kill with our Bolas, which is kind of nice. So we want to draw another land. So as long as I have 2 planeswalkers. Actually, this is a legend, I guess. So that's kind of amusing. We could just Teferi Thought Erasure here too. I kind of like Bolas. Just draw. If we draw a land, we can cast our Thought Erasure.
Will be
Not
your
quite, but
end.
I mean, I can't really fathom not sacrificing a land here. So I'm not sure what they're thinking about. I guess they know we have Thought Erasure in our hand, but this doesn't make sense.
My schemes are never ending.
Alright, so I mean, next turn we just play Teferi and then ultimate our Nicol Bolas with Elderspell. That's pretty cool. We can even Thought Erasure first. Light up a stage for Bone Crusher Giant and Tin Street Dodger. This is -8. So if they stomp my Bolas, I can't ultimate next turn. But they're going to play Annex, so they're dead. So play Teferi.
Let's slow this.
Bounce Annex for good measure.
Hey, here we go.
And then we'll Elderspell or... Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I'd like to win the game, yes. They have no legendary creatures or planeswalkers. And that's the game. Definitely would appreciate a more interesting animation for that effect, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright, so we found our Cry of the Carnarium. That was a pretty big game. Let's bring in our Devout Decrees, our Disfigures, our Cries. Ritual of Soot. I don't even know if we want Ritual of Soot. Let's figure out what we're taking out here. We're taking out the Duress, Remorses, Elderspell. Conqueror's Death is still really good. Atris isn't bad either. You could shave like 2 Narsets maybe. One of the clunkier ones. Disfigure. I mean, with 3 Disfigure, 3 Devout Decree, and 4 Cry the Carnarium, I think we're in pretty good shape. Like Liliana's a little clunky too. We should take out the Liliana's probably. Bolas is all we need. Just get a Bolas and play and start killing things. We should be in pretty good shape. I'm gonna leave in 1. Let me cut a 3rd Narset. We should have the draw. I don't think we have any interest in Hero of Precinct One. They don't have much removal, but especially in the draw, it just seems a little chunky. So now we're not gonna bring a Ritual of Soot. I think that we have enough removal spells. It's not great against Annex either, so I think Cry the Carnarium is just a better card for the job. This hand is awesome. Disfigure all the figures. Put them all against the 6. They have a 1-drop though. They do have a 1-drop. Devout Decree. Yeah, we're just gonna play Temple here. I think we want that. That's land 5, so Runaway Steamkin. Now that's gonna get probably bigger than Cry the Carnarium can handle. I'm pretty sure we're just gonna disfigure about. Scry first. I think this Bolas number 2 is pretty good. We just have kill spell, kill spell, kill spell, Bolas, Bolas. That's fun. And then we're just gonna kill this right now. They have an Annex next turn. We'll shock and decree it. They play other crappy creatures. We'll play Cry the Carnarium, so we're in pretty good shape here. Light Up a Stage says Embercleave, Infuriate. It's not the best combination of cards. Now they will be able to get in for 5 next turn with the Scorch Spitter and the Infuriate. Also draw a Haste creature. Is it worth it to shock here or not? I don't think so. I think if their turn is just like attack, Infuriate, taking 5 is fine. And then if they play another creature, we cry. If not, we just decree. Yeah, we're going to play land tapped here and say go. Pretty mopey Light Up Stage. Don't like Light Up Stage in these mono red decks. This is exactly why. Alright, perfect. So instead they're playing Robber the Rich, and we get to Cry the Carnarium then, which is fantastic. That's actually pretty sick. They hit Oathakaya. That's a burn spell. That is not that's not nothing there. So alright, easy Cry, nice Temple. Line up for our Bolas. Another Devout Decree. That seems pretty good. I wouldn't mind drawing like another Planeswalker. But it seems pretty hard to turn that one down. They go land Annex here. Probably just play Decree. They're gonna Bone Crusher. Alright, I think we just play Bolas here and kill the Bone Crusher. And if they kill my Bolas, we have another Bolas in back for sure. Or that's enough. Or that's enough, they say. Alright. One more match. We're currently 3-1, I believe. And the match we lost was just me sideboarding like a doofus. So we'll take that. We'll take that. Like if those 2 Desparks are any playable cards, we easily win that match. So it's totally my fault. We can't mulligan this hand. Even though it's 2 land, we may have Scry, 3-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. So. Why is it always Conqueror's Death? the best card in the deck. I have to keep bottoming it, you know? Ooh, mono red again. Well, we have double Oathkai this game, so just gotta find a land. Alright, so they have double Robber of the Rich. Steamkin, Embercleave, Torbran. We're going to be killing their creatures pretty consistently, I think. So, I don't think Embercleave matters. Torbran's a ways away. We got to draw a land next turn. That's the big thing. Steamkin will definitely die to an Oathakaya. I think it's a robber. It's just less damage overall. Oh, that's a good. That's a land. That's the land to end all lands. Whew. Very fortunate. Alright, playing robber. On our top card. No. I forgot about that. Oh. I mean, obviously we were topping it anyway, but oh, that's so brutal. Well, drawing Cry isn't that bad, I guess. Alright, so now we're just gonna take. We like actively want them to cast Steamkin, so we're taking Torbran, I guess. We just have to draw land. Oh man. Not again. We lost our two best lands to this stupid robber. We have to leave it on top, obviously. Oh, there's no point in bottoming it. Robber of the Rich, you are really making life difficult for me right now. Please just draw land. That's a smart play. Playing around Cry the Carnarium. And we drew another non-land. Alright, well, unfortunately we're dead now. And it's pretty frustrating, but that's just the way life goes, I guess. The Elderspell, sure. So we're at 3, so we have no odds anymore. Oh, man. Oh, obviously. Oh, my God. What a frustrating game. Alright. If we helix this, we still take... Actually, no, we can definitely live. We can live here if they brick. We go with the Kaya, the Bone Crusher Giant, and then they just draw land. We can still win this game. They also have to not hit off Robber. They're like play a land and play Nicol Bolas on us. Main phase, light up stage. And we're dead. Alright. Obviously, pretty tough game there. Just never finding a third land. Even though we found the best third land twice, Robber of the Rich removed that pleasure from us. So, pretty annoying one there. Oops. 61. We did that many Narset draw, yeah. Alright, so as long as you know how many lands are we playing? This is 4, 8, 12, 34, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 24, 26. It seems about right. Alright. Any interest in Hero on the play? I don't think so. We're just a 4 Cry the Carnarium deck post board, so. Oh, man. Really couldn't ask for a better starting hand against Mono Red either. Just double Oath. Thought Erasure, Teferi. 2 lands. Sweet. Another nice one here, another nice one here. Alright, so question of do we Thought Erasure here or just leave up Disfigure? I think I'm cool leaving up Disfigure. They robber us, we get to kill the robber. If they move to combat, we'll kill Score Spitter. Sick, yeah. Oh. Still had all these Disfigures. I think we're going to Thought Erasure Disfigure here. Their hand is Annex. Annex Champion. Annex is quite good. Let's get rid of this Annex. Our top card is Temple. We can ship that. And we'll just say go here. Let's disfigure that guy. Play the Annex. We draw Liliana, which is kind of cute. Teferi bounces the Annex, then the champion finishes it off. Probably just Oath the Annex here. Just give him one token. I think that's fine. Then we have Teferi to bounce the Oath next turn. Hello. So we're at 21 life. They have 4 lands, Fervent Champion, and 2 random cards. They draw Torbrand. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Top card is a land for Liliana. Alright. So we're going to play Teferi here and just bounce the Satyr token. Because we want to have 2 creatures in play for Liliana. Draw the land, cool. If they attack Teferi here, we gain some life. There's Fervent Champion. Oh my god. That's a sick draw. Everything attacks me. That is a really disgusting draw. That was a good draw. Alright. I mean, play Liliana, minus it.
The undead make great. So that's how it is. From battle to the grave.
So, they have a 4 power attacker here. Gonna need to draw a spell.
I've done the hero thing before.
Trigger that, go to 11. Need to draw a spell here. That's a spell. That's a spell.
Don't worry, I got this.
Devout Decree. Scry me a Bolas to the top. Love it. Love it.
This might be a bad idea.
Play Bolas. Gain 2 life. Plus Bolas. Have to imagine this ends the game.
In exchange for eternal servitude, witness a mote of mine.
You just have Teferi bounce Oath plus Bolas next turn. Opponent's trying. Oh, that's pretty good.
Let your weak minds crumble.
Past, present, and future. Keep an open mind.
Let's try this.
The old draw step Thought Erasure concede. Yep. Yep. Alright, that was better. That was better. Torbrand's kind of annoying, but pretty sure we don't want Ritual of Soot. honestly think Liliana's not even that bad. Narset's kind of slow on the draw. Let's leave it Liliana. Try this. Oh, that's a tough hand. I think we're gonna mulligan this hand. We need to draw lands, not have a sweeper, only have one removal spell. It just seems too risky. Alright, that's better. Keep this and ship. It's probably a Disfigure. I think keeping Teferi and Oath and all of our lands is pretty important. So, let's do that. Have a 1-drop again, it's fine. I think we want this. Turn to light up a stage for light up a stage, and no land. Alright, that's just embarrassing. Alright, I mean, now you probably want to kill the Fervent Champion because then they can't play either one of these light up stages. So even though I don't want to use my Disfigure because if they have a Unchained Berserker, it's going to be pretty annoying. Denying them 2 light up stages seems pretty big game, so... Guess who's back? Back again. Alright. I think I'm pretty happy with Thought Erasure here. Alright, there's your Berserker. And 3-drop, 3-drop, 8-drop, 1-drop. So take Berserker. Another Teferi. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's play tap land here. Now you have like Oath of Kaya, Teferi bounce it, Oath of Kaya, Teferi bounce it, etc., etc., etc. Alright, there's your land. It's pretty annoying. But sure. Robber of the rich. Sure. Can't rob me. Play Teferi. What do we bounce?
I know my responsibility.
Bouncing Oath of Kaya is real nice. Yeah, bounce the Oath.
Enough.
That's pretty good too. That's actually really good. So they might be able to rob me now, but now next turn we have Oath and Teferi. They play a land, we can conquer Death, Annex, or a Chandra, whatever they play. Alright.
Won't lie, I'm a pretty great Pyromancer. Go get him, buddies.
So we take playing around Disfigure, sweet. They hit the Teferi. Actually kind of annoying. That was not annoying. So we can like Teferi plus and then cry on their turn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Right on schedule. No, I am not making this up as I go.
So we declare combat. We cry. And they play Annex post combat. We have Elspeth end. And another Beacon. So Amber Cleave in hand. We can just bounce Annex and then Conquer's Death the Chandra here. It's pretty nice.
No more here we go.
And now we've got enough mana to play a 5-drop and Oathakaya next turn. Our graveyard is Teferi. Alright. I would have liked to have a spell there, but it's fine. Just Oath the Annex. They get a 1/1, which is not too bad because I have a 2 toughness Teferi in play. I guess next turn I get Teferi back anyway, but Fervent Champion, sure. And Annex, sure. Not sure why we're attacking Teferi, because I have the Conqueror's Death about to go off with Teferi in the graveyard, but sure. So that gains us a lot of life.
I am not going to sit
Keep the new Teferi, and that was actually a pretty sick draw. So we're going to bounce the Oathakaya.
Don't make it that more like it.
Play Oathakaya. Kill Annex, and then play Cry the Carnarium. Alright, I mean, we're a little flooded, but in reasonably great shapes. Can't really complain too much. Oracle of Half-Truths here. Oh, well, that's how bad it was. I never get to see it. That's sad. Never get to see it. Alright, so all in all, that was a pretty good run. If you're looking for a fun standard deck to play until Ikoria comes out, and you like yourself Nicol Bolas, well, let me tell you, this deck's sweet. I mean, honestly, I can see making a few slight changes. Once the black screen of death subsides here. I don't know what I would try to change that much, honestly. 26 lands is... can maybe be 27, because we just have so much high power card advantage and stuff. But for the most part, the deck's just super sweet, honestly. I could see a couple of Aether Gusts on the board, and Ritual of Soot didn't really seem great. I just didn't want to bring that in alongside Cries and other kill spells. And as an exile for Annex, and just, I don't know, it seems kind of clunky. But Cry was great against Mono Red. Hero was great. Decree, Disfigure. So yeah, maybe some Aether Gusts, but all in all, the deck just seems super sweet. So, looking for a fun deck like Nicol Bolas, this is a nice way to go as this standard format wanes and Ikoria looms on the horizon. Nicol Bolas, Dragon God, still a really good Magic card. Hard to cast, and I love me some Interplanar Beacons. Oh man, do I love gaining life and casting spells. But sweet. That's it for me here on CoolStuffInc.com. I am Jim Davis, of course, and there's a companion article to this video. As always, on CoolStuffInc.com, I do a video article on Monday, a written article on Friday. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you also subscribe. And hop on over to CoolStuffInc.com. Promo code Jim5 gets you not only 5% off your order, but a free Jim Davis Goblin token. That's right, free with your order. Check that out, of course. They have not only Magic cards, but board games, card games, miniatures, basically everything gaming related you could ever want. So check it out, CoolStuffInc.com, and I'll see you fine folks next week as we get closer and closer to Ikoria and Godzilla. Have a good one, folks.